You're listening to Your Magical Midlife. This podcast is for women who are seekers, dreamers, and out-of-the-box thinkers. If you're a Gen X woman who never quite fit in, and probably never will, listen up. I'm Kate Higgins, your host. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and coach, and I'm here to guide you through the expansive, exhilarating, and sometimes exhausting crossroads that we find ourselves in at midlife. Whether you're a seasoned listener or just joining the adventure, think of this podcast as your hot pink convertible cruising down the highway of change. Together we'll navigate the sometimes baffling backroads of midlife and collect all the cool souvenirs along the way. Get in and buckle up. Our map may have flown out the window miles ago, but that doesn't mean we aren't going to have a blast. Let's hit the road and discover the magic just around the bend. Rosebud Woman was developed in response to women's unaddressed needs for beautiful, luxurious products that provide relief and pleasure for all women, whether it be for period pain, perimenopausal woes, or menopause symptoms. Intimate wellness products are often designed to use with a sexual partner or medicalized to treat a diagnosed issue. Rosebud Women feels ceremonial, like I'm doing a beauty ritual while addressing my 50-year-old body's needs. Their everyday honor balm is gynecologist tested and hormone free. It hydrates, conditions, and replenishes intimate skin. It's excellent for pregnancy, perimenopause, menopause, and any other hormonal changes. Use the affiliate link in my show notes for 20% off. You can check out their products at www.rosebudwoman, that's ROSEWOMAN.com. Check out all their beautiful products and use the affiliate code in the show notes. Sairan Aqrawi immigrated to the U.S. from Iraq in 1998 with $700 and millions of dreams. She's a civil engineer by trade who launched a coaching business for women in midlife using her strategic mind to help women build a bridge between where they are now and where they want to be. Together, we're discussing resilience, tough love, and uncovering your hidden gems. How you been?
Good. Doing great. How about you?
I'm good. So talk to me about who is your ideal client for your coaching business?
Ideal client for me are midlife women who are seeking to find their hidden gem and core genius. And what do I mean by this? Midlife women, as you know, 35 to 65, you can put the number. It's different from United States and, outside United States, but they are ranging between 35 and 65 are the women who has a job like me, but they still are seeking the joy and fulfillment. So they come to me as a full-time employee, but they keep complaining that they don't really look forward for the job. They don't find the joy and the pleasure on it. So what I do, I speak with them, I coach them around the area that they are expert at. What are the hobbies they love to do? Do they speak, write, paint, whatever their hobby is, and kind of like do that discovery journey with them and bringing that talent to the outside and share it with the universe. So we call it like the finding your core genius or finding your hidden gem. And it's been talked about this for a long time with Jack Canfield's book when he talk about focusing on the core genius. Robert Greene talked about it in his mastery book, saying each one of us have a life task. So this is similar to the message I'm saying also, like, okay, what do you have inside you? How you can bring that talent, and share it with you.
And how did you get into this work?
It's strange that because I'm in tech and I'm an engineer, I'm still doing full-time, engineering job. But I think it's happened right after I decided not to finish or pursue my doctoral in engineering. I had an opportunity at my university to speak with a group of women who just graduated from engineering school, advising them towards, what's the life after graduation? What is the workforce look like for a female engineer? And it seems like they liked the point that I touched with them. And they asked me if I'm a speaker or I'm a coach. And I never knew what is coach. I thought coaching is just an athlete coach. They thought that I'm a business and life coach, and they make me curious to know what is that. So I started searching for the coach license, and I end up being an ICF and being certified ACC. And I never looked back. I mean, with all respect to the people who pursue their doctorate or master, nothing wrong with that. But if you find that you have something else that will make a difference and make an impact, you better to grab it and do it. And that's exactly what I did.
That's absolutely true. I think there's so much negative messaging in our society around seeking and going from one thing to another and trying new things. But one of the things I've heard you say in other interviews, which I really would like you to speak and expand on, is about how you don't think any experience or thing you've done in your life has been a waste of time. And I love that message because, especially in midlife, a lot of women beat themselves up and they think, oh, I wasted my 20s. Oh, I wasted my 30s. I lost all that time. And they use it as a tool to stay stuck.
Yeah.
Talk to me how you help them unknot that. How do you help them undo that self-damage?
I used to say that to myself in my late 30, beginning of 40. But when I hit my 50, it was like the alignment. I was like, okay, so why I'm keep saying those stories to myself, it was waste. I'm an engineer. What I'm doing in coaching, I'm an engineer. Why I'm trying to read books around emotional intelligence. What is the IQ and Q are related here? And the reason why I said it's not wasted, because by you testing a new path that didn't work, you will never go back to that path again. You're going to choose another path to pursue. For example, even in driving, if you drive to a place and there is two routes for that destination, and one of the route you try, it was a highway, there was a detour, there was a lot of construction. If you happen to drive to the same destination the day after, you're not going to take that route. So it was not wasted the first time. You knew that route to that destination. It was not the perfect route, although it's a highway, but it's going to make you delay to your appointment. Relationship. Okay, I end up being with the wrong partner and I wasted 5 years. Okay, where is the waste? I knew he was not worth it. I dropped the relationship and I start a new life again. I'm not going to go back and choose the same categories of the partner because I know this kind of, quality, it's not matching my soul and my personality. Relationship with friend. I had a friend since college. You were best friend. We got married together. We decided to get pregnant together. We are best friend. Our kids go to the swimming classes and it's happened to be a toxic friend. Okay. Do I need to continue another 20 years with her? So my past years with her, it was toxic and waste to me. It's not really waste. I realized that it was a realization. There was alignment. I wake up. I'm like, okay, that doesn't match. Doesn't work with my life. Let me pick up another relationship and move on. Nothing wastes in a way, even like when I tell my kids, even when you decided what to pursue in your life, let's say you have a 4 years college and you think, like my son in the beginning, he thought that he's going to do computer science and he took classes on computer science. He's like, Mom, I don't know. Is this a thing that I really like? And I listened to him because I had the same feeling when I was in my 20s, like him. Nothing certain. You can't tell this is really the thing you meant to be, right? So by knowing that what you are doing right now is not a waste, that will help you to gain clarity. So what I did, I told him exactly a line that I hear from one entrepreneur. I forgot his name. His son asked him the same question. And he said, Dad, I'm pursuing cybersecurity. Is that the right thing to do? His father, who's happened to be an entrepreneur, and he's seeking advice from his dad who make $1 million. He said, son, I can't tell you if this is the right thing, but maybe that thing will lead you the right thing. So sometimes you're stepping stone on something that's lead you to the right message or right life purpose that you meant to do. So I took that line from that entrepreneur and I told my son, I said, honey, do this. If you find out in 1 year study, that's not really the thing that you really to pursue, that 1 year will lead you to the right path that you meant to do. And now he's doing something that he really loves and enjoy doing it. at business. I had a different niche, Kate, last year. I mean, I had a different niche for 5 years. I had a full-blown website, customers, they're all international comers coming to United States seeking their American dream. Then I found out that's not really that I want to do for the rest of my business career. Then I changed my niche from transition expert to business coach. Now I feel I have clarity and focus. I know where I'm going because I pivot and so I can say I wasted. I didn't waste the other niche. I learned lessons from it.
Yeah, I think that's really, that last thing that you said is really the kernel of it. Is it's all lessons that we're trying to learn. And the most important thing is to learn the lesson.
Yes.
If you're not learning the lesson, then the universe will send you another opportunity to learn it again and again and again until you finally get it. Can you I know it's not your niche anymore, but can you just explain to me previously the kind of work that you did? Because it sounds interesting. It sounds really challenging, but it also sounds interesting that you helped people who had recently immigrated acculturate themselves to the United States. Is that correct?
Yes. And the reason why I pick up that niche, because when you try to be a swimmer, you're going to get classes from a swimming coach. You're not going to get classes from a tennis coach, right? So it's the same thing with me. How can I coach people who move internationally to United States if I haven't moved myself after 20 years to a different country from Middle East to United States? And the reason why I was good at it, because I knew and I felt all the challenges they go through because I've been through it myself. When I arrived here in 1996 and I came through Guam, coming to United States here, there was no red rug, place in front of me. And I had that impression, oh, I'm in my 20s, I'm young, I have an engineering degree, everything will be rosy and perfect. It was not. So the client, as an international, when they coming to me, they were speaking about their challenge. I said, I know, I've been in those challenges, the culture conflict, the languages, all the barrier. You split from your supporting system back in your country. You had your parents, you have your sibling, you have all the cultural activity that you used to do for 20 years. And here you are here starting from scratch and saying, hey, from the beginning, what I'm going to do, finding a job, the languages, everything is new to you. So you're basically embracing the unknown. You have to embrace the unknown. There is nothing definite. You can't just say, I came here because I have a degree. Life will be easy. No, it's not. It was not for me. It was not for you. Even for people who born here, you still have to keep learning, like we talked about the lessons. We are in this university to keep searching. We keep searching. We keep trying things. It's not an overnight thing. So you can't just wake up in the morning, oh, I got it all. No, you did not. Every day we search other things. Every day it's a learning. So for those international comers, it was not a challenge. It was a long process because some of them, I found out they want an overnight relief. Overnight. How comes? I'm in US. Okay, they said land of dream. What is the land of dream? I don't see any land of dream here. There is no American dream. I'm not fulfilling that. Well, that doesn't happen in 3 months. You got here. You need to establish a solid foundation for your success. There is nothing happen overnight, not even for the people who born here, neither for international commerce. You just have to trust the process and the journey and put the work and keep grinding. That's what's going to work. Keep grinding.
I would imagine that immigrating from another country, I think of my grandmother, who is now long deceased, but she immigrated here by herself to the United States alone when she was 9. She came here with a family as a servant. And I think about that, and I think about the resiliency that you would have to go to another country, either because you had to, because your country was in conflict, or there wasn't opportunities, or a family was too poor to sustain you, or whatever the circumstances happen to be. Or you just want more. You want different. You want an adventure. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. but the level of resiliency that you have to uproot yourself and permanently move to a new country is it's huge. I mean, I moved halfway across the United States and it was a culture shock.
Yeah.
It's very hard to start over, to make new friends, to find work, to find a home. It's overwhelming. But again, there's the lessons in that. You learn what you are capable of, right?
Definitely. And when the client, they will come and they keep talking about, I would say, not say negative word, but like we try as the coaches to retweak or rephrase the word that give you kind of negative quotations, like, shock or hassle or problem. This is why I don't even call my side business a side hustle. I call it a side heaven, because
Oh.
my business really give me a sense of being in heaven, right? So going back to the resilience statement you just said, and for those clients who they talk about the culture shock, I said, this is a culture discovery. You are not here to be punished or to be shocked with things. And you as people, nor the United States, they don't want you to fail. Everyone here, they want you to be successful. Nobody against you. Don't feel like every time you go to a store and you get, asked to repeat the sentence because they don't understand your, accent, they are racist. Don't just judge and pre-calculate. Everybody hate you. Everybody don't want you on their land. There is no such things, because we take a lot of things personal. So I tell the client, that's not a shock. That's a discovery. They said, how come? So far, we've been here 6 months. All we see bad stuff, because you're only calculating bad things in your brain. So of course, you only see that you're going to see the bad event. But if you put in your mind, this is not a culture shock. This is a culture discovery. And here is really a place that you can fulfill any dream you had. Like you stated, Kate, you might didn't have the opportunity that, back in your country, there was not much resources. Well, you are here now. Take advantage of it. Stop being a victim and complaining and blaming. Oh, my boss is this, with the weather, the environment. Well, you are here now. Either take the opportunity and thrive, or just simply leave. And when I was telling them that, they said, oh, that's such a bold statement. It is. That's what you need. You need clarity. If you like it, continue, grit, keep working on your craft, be master. And if you continue saying this is not the perfect place for you, simply leave, and leave that opportunity to other people who want to come here and they want to, success in their life. So resilience, it's a must for people move to different places, because you can't just every time you face the difficulties, you feel victim and cry and be sorry for yourself. You have to bounce back with the growth attitude. Like if the first job I got in the United States is not the same job like I'm doing now, I can't just be feeling sorry for myself back then and say, oh, they did not give me the perfect opportunity because I was not born here. No, you need to take that opportunity and bounce back, jump back with the growth mentality. Oh, why this happened? Okay, it's happened because maybe I need to work more in my language. Maybe I need to work more with my communication skills. So basically, it's give you that growth mentality. Yes, I have to be resilient. This thing happened, this event happened to me to teach me a lesson, not it's happened to me as a punishment. This is how I see it.
I mean, I love that. I'm all about resiliency and living through things and learning from things. And unfortunately, I don't know that that is a popular mindset right now. People really love to sit in their victimhood, sit in their story. And as somebody who's a therapist who moved into coaching, I find I do a lot of that shifting with people. Like, actually, not going to let you sit in that. Let's go through it. Let's move forward. And there's a lot of resistance around that. And it's interesting that everything that you said reminds me that our experiences are universal, no matter what part of the world we're from and no matter what our life path has been. Because you could apply every single thing that you said to the work that you're now doing with women in midlife. Because I think we get to this age and we can take on like almost like a new victim role, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, now I'm washed up. I'm over the hill. No one wants to look at me. No one will give me a job. Nobody
Yes.
wants to be in have a relationship with me if I'm single. No, my kids have left. My kids are in college. I'm done. I'm done doing everything. There's nothing left for me. That's victim mentality.
Yes.
How
Yeah.
do you address that with the women who are struggling with all these midlife things that, they are challenging?
Yeah.
Menopause is not easy.
It's not easy. It's not an easy, and we can't just make it easy by saying, "Oh, you still look beautiful. It's okay with those wrinkles. You still look good." It's not the talk; it's the action we do. And I feel like when I talk with those midlife women, I'm in my 50s, so I know what they are going. Just not just the menopause, just about everything.
Everything.
There is the ageism. There is, and in the resume you put you graduated in the 1991. Oh, so she is in her mid 50s, and they might that dictate their selection. They say, why I'm having someone in their 50 in engineering? Why don't I hire a brand new engineer fresh out of school? So you can eliminate or deny that those blocks are there. For me with the client, I always tell them, don't prevent seeing the blocks, go through them, climb them, go through them, move them away. Like deal with the blocks that they are there, but you should not be scared from those blocks because we can eliminate and cancel all the changes happening to our body, the hair, the face, even emotion, like the way when we were younger, we would never get emotion by a scene in the movie. Now, when we see a death in the movie, the tears start coming out. It's like, oh, what's happening to me? Why I'm crying? This is just a fake movie. It's made by actors. Well, because your emotion is different. Like you said, our kids are older. I used to take them to Chuck E. Cheese. Now they both drive. They are not babies anymore. My son used to give me a hug. Now he's a mom. I'm 6 feet old, so I'm not giving you a hug. It's the things all change. The environment change. The talk change. So by talking to those midlife women, I see that there is a similarity on the challenges, talking about, the difficulty to finding the right path, the right job, or even starting a new business. Because I hear that from most of the midlife women, I'm too old to start. Okay. How old are you? Ask. She says 54. Why does make you too old? Well, I'm in my 50. You think I still am able to find client or start something? Yes, you can. Well, I think I'm old. Okay, which book in the world state midlife woman in the 50 cannot start a business? Which book? I want to read that book. I haven't found it yet. Can you show? No, so it's in your imagination. This is a
Right.
statement you create in your brain. I'm too old to start a business by 50. It's nowhere in the manual. I'm an engineer who deal with 1+1. Everything to me is a number. I haven't seen a book saying if you are in your 50, you are too old to start something. There's a lot of successful story, Kate. You are a perfect coach. You read a lot of. There is a lot of entrepreneur and successful men and women. They thrive in their 50 and 60. I can do a million of those examples. Why you don't take those as benchmark and follow their lead? Why you keep telling yourself a story? I'm too old, I'm 52. Hear who? Hear what? Who said? Is that written somewhere? I haven't missed that. Did I miss that statement? No. It's the thing. It's like you talked 5 minutes ago about the victim mentality. It's the comfortable space you're putting yourself in by saying, I'm too old. I'm too tired. My kids left the house. This is the comfortable and easy statement for you to say. You don't want to go to the difficult place, which is that growth is there. If growth happens when you are facing difficulties, that's what growth is. So midlife thing, it's not a subject or the line we can just put sugar on it and make each others feel good. Oh, you're still beautiful. Oh, I still see you. It doesn't work like that. For me, you thrive in midlife by taking action and by doing this step right now. Don't postpone and say, I'm 54. I'm not going to start now. Guess what? Next year you are 55. You lost 1 year.
Right.
Why are you taking action now? You're saying you are old, but next year you'll be old 1 more year. So you better to start now. So I always tell them, take action. If you are here in my coaching era, if you are here to vent and talk, you dial the wrong number. This is the wrong number. I'm here for action. I'm here to take you somewhere else. And if you are not willing to move, don't come.
I'm going to ask you something about that because I listened to another interview that you did where you said something about that. And I was laughing as I was listening to it because I was on a walk, and, I'm a therapist, and I struggle with when I switch to coaching, a coaching client from a therapy client. I have a very hard time with this isn't a venting session. I heard you say it and I'm like, oh, she's tough. She's tougher than me. I like to let people kind of just sort of unload and complain. And I think I let it go on for too long, but you were just like, I listened to that interview and you were just like, nope, help you if this is just going to be a complaining session. I'm like, that's amazing. I love it. I'm going to start doing that too.
Yeah, but Kate, you are better than me because you have both skills. You came from therapist, like you said, you pivot to coaching, but you have the knowledge in both. I don't have your knowledge. I don't have the therapy knowledge. I don't have license. I know nothing about therapy because when we did coaching, they keep telling us, be careful. You are not a certified therapist. You are not a consultant. You are not a mentor. You are a coach. And I think most of them, this is why I get a lot of tech clients because they said, oh, we know she's going to put us on the track. She's not playing games here because she did 35 years engineering. When she designed engineering, there is no place for not to being precise and concise. And as I always say, if you are not a precise and concise, I want a short answer and I want it correct because there is no place for plus minus 3 or 2 inch in design. Same thing with coaching. I let them vent, not like I'm hard on them the very first 10 minutes. But if it's become a trend, if every time I meet you and you're paying me a good money every hour, you're coming and complaining that your husband is not helping you around the house, that was not the subject of our coaching. You asked me to coach you around scaling up your career to go and towards the promotion. Now, this is the second time you're mentioning that your husband is not helping. That has nothing to do with your career growth. So basically, you are venting. I let it happen. I slip it, like you said. It's not that I am harsh all the time, but I'm more bold on my message. And they know that because they look at my LinkedIn. All I done for 30 years is engineering. So I don't allow coming here. I'm not chatting with you. You are my client. We did not get an agreement and contract. You paying me that money each hour. It's not the same that I'm meeting you at Panera Bread for a coffee. We are not friends.
Yeah.
You are my client and I'm your coach. So when we are done and you did so good and I'm so proud of you, you achieved every goal you stated in the beginning, then we can go to Starbucks coffee or Panera Bread and you can tell me that your husband don't help you around the house. But right now, you are my client. I need to fulfill my duty as a coach. You paying me money to take you from A to B. So allow me to do my job. Later on, we become friends. In 2 years, you can tell me there is some obstacle in the house. People are not helping you to do the work, but not now. So
do people ever get put off when you are you
yeah.
have good boundaries with them?
Yes. So the pushback is like this. I see their body language reaction if I meet them because I give 1 hour complimentary just to know the client. So if in person, I meet them outside. And if in Zoom, like I see in the camera, I see their reaction, like the shoulder go back and their eyes, open up more because they're like, whoa, she's not really playing. And I always tell them the same statement and it's always worked. I said, listen, you're not going to like me in the beginning, but you're going to thank me at the end. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. I'm designing your life the same way I design in my job. Foundation, I put level by level. So trust the process. You're not going to love me. You will never love me. And during the coaching journey, I give you homework and challenges to accomplish. Towards the end, you're going to call me and put testimonial. Said, she was tough, but she was serious and I got what I need. And I don't want you to love me. I want you to trust trust the journey and think about it, that the result and the outcome is in your benefit. So what I see.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, like you said, you don't have my training. You're not, a therapist, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But I'm going to say that your training has set you up so perfectly to be a business and mindset coach for women, because you are using that part of your brain, that engineering part, to help someone build the life that they want to live in a very structured way. I think a lot of people, sometimes myself included, who make the transition from a softer skill set, a counseling degree, a teaching degree, like those social science degrees, have a harder time being so structured, so disciplined. Because if I had that mathematical mind, I would have become an engineer, a doctor, a chemist,
Yeah. Yeah.
something else,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that there's a beautiful marriage there for you in your skill.
Yeah. Even if it's arranged marriage, it's okay. They already got married. The IQ, the EQ is still got married. And that's go back to the point we mentioned. Look at you, Kate. You did, therapists, like you talk about the past, and now coaching is all about future and, the awareness about the current, right? Again, go back to what we talked. Even in your situation, it was not a waste. It was not a waste. You can't say, I was in the wrong path. Now I'm doing coaching. No, your brain was wired in the therapist world. Now you rewire them to the coaching. It helped you to see both picture, because now you know the difference. When you used to calm and quiet, people talk about their past and traumas happen to them. And now with their future goal, you marry both of them in a way makes you unique in your career. Not everybody have the two both hands skills. And I think that the wisdom come from how to bring those two skills and marry them in a way that make you different than other practices. So let's go back to the first things we said: nothing got waste. You experience something for 15, 20 years. Now you bring it back to the current situation and utilizing in a way to help your client.
So when you're helping a client build the life that she wants, first of all, do you only work with women, or do you work with men as well?
So it's funny, although you see that I put midlife women business coach, I do get a male client for one reason, because I'm in the ICF directory as a certified ACC. So most of the men who contacted me, they want me for the 10-hour session for the recertify for the ACC. I don't have problem to coach either one, as long they are clear when they come to the complimentary 1-hour session. They are clear what they want to be coached about. I don't want people come and talk about 15 subject and they want it to be happen in 10 sessions. I'm not a magician. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So do you coach people? You have 10 sessions with them? Is that your standard package?
No, for the ACC to be recertified as an ACC, you're required to have a 10 session with a certified ACC like me. So for example, you're taking the exam to be an ACC, it's required by ICF to get your 10 hours mentoring session. And it has to be happen with someone like me who been recertified as an ACC or a MCC or PCC. But the coaching package, when I had the old niche as a transition, it used to be 3 months and 6 months. And I found out, Kate, and I'm sure you know in your practice as well, that the patient span, or even like when you say get the hook, get the compelling, a message to get people attention. Same thing with coaching. What people want, quick result, which is impossible, right? But the 3 months to me, I felt before it was exhausting for both, for me and the client. This is why I make it now 28 days. Why is not 1 month? Because on a 28 days coaching package with me, you're going to gain the clarity and focus to exactly what is your hidden gem to bring it to the service. The last 2 days of the month, you're going to be celebrating. So you don't need me. You need me only 28 days to accompany you in that journey. And on the 30th and 31, if the month is 31 days, you're going to celebrate finally that you discover your core genius. This is what exactly I learned from her coaching. Oh, now I know what I'm heading to. So 3 months and 6 months, I still don't mind to do it, But I feel the client get very exhausted and they don't like all that homework and assignment we give them. They would be like, "Ugh, I have to really do that," because they want to see that micro minimum, change they get while you are coaching them. And I'm sure you've seen that in your practice as well. You see the relief they get when you give them a message, even from a one reel or one post you do on Instagram, people put in your DM. That's exactly what I wanted to hear today. So it wasn't 6-month practice from you. It was one message that's make their day different. So sometimes it's innocent things might do something. Yeah.
Absolutely. When you do a 28-day coaching process with somebody, walk us through what that looks like. Do you meet them once a week? Do you meet them? How many times do you meet with them? Do they get emails back and forth with you for that whole time? Do you do Voxer or some other voice memo? Like, how do you
Yeah.
start?
So first of all, when they find me through the directory or from my LinkedIn or social media, they ask me, of course, how you work, prices, how we can meet. I'm in different state. You are in DC, how we can meet. If they are here, I rather face to face because there is a lot of things happen, and you have that experience as a therapist before. When people talk, you have to listen about the stuff they haven't told you yet. It's between the lines. So you see the body language, the eye, the way how they talk. There's certain things they don't say it. If you say in the phone, you can see it. But when you see them in person, there's certain things happen between the line. So if they are here, I rather to see them and meet them the first time. And then I work with their schedule. So for example, I'm in DC, but they are in Maryland. We can meet maybe twice or 3 times a month. So I work according to their lifestyle, and we can, I tell them, do you want us to meet once a week? That's 4 times. Do you want to meet twice and you don't meet the week after? So it depends on their schedule and depends on the nature of the communication they rather to have with me. Most of them, 80% of them who live here, they rather to see me in person because I kind of like explain things. Like I do some of the tests I do like by paper. Like their homework is like I give them a card and I tell them I want you to write something in this back in the front of the page, and the back is the trophy. And they say, "What is that?" I said, I want to see how you can bring those obstacles as achievement. So it's like in the card, it's like physical things that I hand to them. Most of them, they love it because they write by their hand. And as you know, neuroscience, if you don't write it by your hand, it's never stick to your head. So if they want to accomplish, let's say, go back to school. If I write in a piece of paper saying, I'm going back to school to pursue my master, they read my handwriting, but when they write it, it's totally different. They recognize their handwriting and they touch it. And they said in neuroscience, if you touch your goals, it sends something to your brain saying, I got to do it because I wrote it down and I touch it. That's one. And second, what I do in my coaching after the complimentary session, and we find a good match between you and I send them a small box as a welcome gift. It's a book and a notebook and a pen. And I tell them from the complimentary session, I find out that you're really interested, let's say, about leadership. So the book will be about leadership, right? I want you to read that book and we can talk about the book if you like. If not, just have it on the shelf, read it later when we finish. The notebook is not just for you to put it there. I want you to write our session, the aha moment. 3 things every session we have together. What you gain at the end of that session. And the pen, to use the pen to write on the notebook. So every time they use those things, they remember me. Oh, she's a teacher. She wants us to do something. Then towards the end, when I'm done 1 month with them, I send them like a graduation gift again, another box, another things, a book and a notebook and a pen again, or maybe a candle or something small, like, it's a gesture, it's a small gesture for me, appreciating the time. And also to tell them you graduate from the finding your hidden gem. So those small things, they can buy it on Amazon, they can buy it from, but when it's come from the teacher, come from their coach, it's it's different feeling. They know that I am with them in the journey. I'm accompanying them in their journey. Yes.
Yes, it sounds like you really nurture, but you're like a tough coach, but you're also gentle and nurturing.
I have to put both. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a friend. I have to combine all those feelings in my coaching. I perhaps not showing the emotion. Sometimes I do get emotion by people who had really, really tough time. But for me to be their teacher, educator, coach, and mentor, I have to toughen up in a way to show them and guide them to the next step. Because if I stay stagnant and not learning and not searching and not being a better, I'm not going anywhere. People search for those who put them in a different scale. People don't search for those who exactly like them, comfortable, just going and have fun. We all love to have fun. I attend concert yesterday. I'm not attending concert every day. You have a day fun. You have a day to have to come back and work hard. That's why I'm with you today.
That's right. I'm going to move into our quick little speed round, ask you some just fun questions so people get a sense of you and everything you bring into the world. Do you like coffee or tea? Or
Tea. Tea.
What do you
Yes.
have in your tea?
Nothing plain.
What is your favorite snack?
Oh my God. Guilty chips.
What kind of chips?
Any chips.
You like the salty snacks?
Yes, like the Himalaya salt and has like an
Oh,
salt. Yeah. Yeah. Gluten free, of course. Gluten free.
of course. What do you like to do when you are not coaching or working?
Oh, of course, writing.
Oh, what kinds of things do you like to write?
Nonfiction.
Oh, really cool. Send me a link if there's anything that you would like people to know about.
Yes, I'm a co-author of a book in Amazon, but I am working to write my own book solo.
Fantastic. What superpower about yourself have you discovered in midlife?
Time management.
I love it. I could use that. If you could get in a time machine and go back in time to your young self, your 20, 25, 30-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Keep going. You are doing good.
Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I will link all of your information in the show notes so that people can get in touch with you. They can hire you. So they can check out your books. They can check out all the other podcasts you've been on. You've been a pleasure to speak to. I really appreciate you coming on.
The honor was mine, Kate. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to Your Magical Midlife. I'm Kate Higgins, your host. You can follow me on Instagram at Your Magical Midlife. You can also check out my offerings on my website, which is www.yourmagicalmidlife.com. I offer individualized coaching for women 45 plus who are seekers, dreamers, and out-of-box thinkers. I also offer luxury retreats that include ritual, rites of passage, and ceremony for women 45 and beyond. I'd be so excited to work with you. Also, if you're feeling kind and you've enjoyed this episode, please leave me a 5-star review as it opens this podcast to a broader audience and keeps me in those pesky algorithms. Thank you so much for your partnership with me. I appreciate you. Have a great week.